Hey everyone, this is App Trades. I wanted to go over some more with you guys about ACORNS and what it invests in, what kind of returns you can expect, how everything works. I did a kind of an introduction to this app in another video, so if you guys want, you can check that out. In this one, I'm gonna dive in a little deeper on it to give you guys a better understanding. So, like I said in the first video, you have your three ways to really make money with this. You got your automatic deposits, which you can schedule weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever. You got your roundups, which is when you tie it to your whatever card. I use my debit card, but whenever you make a purchase, it'll round up that spare change to the next dollar and invest that for you. And then in the market, you get dividends because you most of these stocks you invest in will have like a dividend that they pay out. So you'll get these dividends like you see right here, and those get reinvested. So on December 29th, I got a dividend payment of 0.26 and it got invested. And then I had a dividend on January 3rd of $3.40 that got reinvested. So those are like basically like the three main deposits that go into the account to make money. Everything else is the gain, the percentage you earn from those invested stocks. So I just wanted to go through that real quick on this. Now, as far as the investments themselves, on my current value and what I have is the just about 720. This is how much I have allocated in each of the individual asset classes. So I'm moderately aggressive on the performance side. Get to that part real quick. So you have the five setups: conservative, moderate, moderately aggressive, and aggressive. So I'm moderately aggressive. I chose this just I wanted an aggressive portfolio, but I didn't want to go to the max. I think real estate right now is questionable, but I mean my attitude could change in a few months, so who knows? But right now I'm moderately aggressive. Now for each of those asset classes, like I said, you have the six, and depending how you invest in them, they'll put more money into it. So the one you can see that I mostly put my money into is small company stocks. So it's following the Vanguard ETF VB. All the Vanguard ETFs are fairly cheap, so that's why they're used on this app because the fees on this app are very cheap, and like that's the idea behind it. You're not spending much of your money on it, and you're just investing your spare change. But you can see here you got a 1 day chart, 1 week, 1 month, 6 month, and 1 year. So you can see all the way up to a year. Now I like that it tells you the total gain and loss for the that time frame because it gives you a good overall perspective. So in 1 year, this company had a 30 or this ETF had a 31% gain, which is fantastic. So that means I got $31 just extra on top of my investment with this ETF. And then you can also check out how many shares I own. So I talked in another video about fractional sharing. This is what I'm talking about. The shares I own of this stock is 1.376985. So like I said, I don't own the ETF VB. I own fractions of it. That's how Acorns does this business, and it's able to keep everything so cheap because it buys fractional shares. So my holding value was 180 or is 180. The whole opening price 130, closing price 130. Just really changed from 83 to 48. 52-week range, 93 at the the lowest and 133 at the height. And my year-to-date return on it 1.19%. So that's all just with this ETF inside one of these six options here. Now I could go to my smallest one, which is government bonds. This is the low amount of price. So again, 1 day, 1 week, month, 6 month, and 1 year. So 1 year is not that great on government bonds. It looks like it took a nice dip over here. Then that's like right around like the election time. So that's not looking good for election bonds if that's how it's going to play out for the next 4 year cycle. But I look at my shares owned. I own 1.095136 of this ETF. So like I said, fractional shares. You get all the benefits of owning that ETF. It moves with the market just the same way, but you only pay fractions for it, which is great. Now my total gain loss on this is a lot less, but I'm also invested a lot less than this, because if I was investing more conservative, these top three stocks you see here, government bond, corporate bond, large company stocks, those would be, my overall gains would be lower. So my higher invested ones are the ones that give me better returns. So that's hence the moderately aggressive portfolio. You can also see in terms of percent in your portfolio, and then the fractional shares right there. So my emerging markets is the biggest one at 2.77. So and and like I said, a majority of the money from the the three sources, the auto deposit, however you guys want to set that up, like I said, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, however, it's good to keep an auto deposit going. That way it's second nature. You don't really think about it, and money does the work behind the scenes. This isn't a very intuitive app where you have to watch it, monitor. It does all the work for you. Um, and then the roundups and the so like I said right here, the 30603, see at the top, that's invested from my roundup. So that means every time I made one of these purchases down here, 40 I made a 2157 Amazon purchase, invested 43 cents, Chick-fil-A 25. These are some just everyday purchases, like when I go out to get food, when I buy stuff, whatever. It's always doing the work for me behind the scenes, always investing all this change gets invested. And then you have some or I should say it's separated by approved and unapproved. Unapproved means it's taking a little longer, or it might need you to physically go in. I've never had to physically approve anything. It's always in it for me, but it's usually just pending. So like $306 was basically spare change got invested into this account. So that's huge. Like I said in the other video too, like this is proof positive that spare change can make you money. So this is a great app, and I think people are, they're underplaying it. It's just an extra tool in your financial portfolio. It's a good way to have just extra money, just from your change piling up that you could use. And I could take this out of this app and put it into my Robinhood app, and I could buy stocks with it, or I could put it into my Stash app and buy ETFs with it. I could do whatever I want with this money. So I just want to give you a little more in depth on this Acorns. Hope you guys liked the video. If it was helpful, click like, subscribe to my channel. Throw some comments down if you have some questions. I'll try to do my best to answer for you guys. All right. See you later.